The salvage yard stretched endlessly through the darkness of space. Broken ships floated like metal corpses, spinning slowly in the void. Jack Turner had worked here alone for 3 years, pulling valuable parts from dead vessels. It was lowly work, but it paid well. Jack's scanner beeped. Something big had drifted into Sector 7 during the night. He adjusted his small repair ship's course and headed toward the signal. What he found made him whistle in surprise. A massive battleship hung before him, 3 tons larger than anything else in the graveyard. Its hull was scarred by weapons fire, but somehow it remained intact. The design looked human, yet different from any ship class Jack knew. Strange symbols marked its side, barely visible under layers of space dust. "Where did you come from?" Jack muttered, circling the giant vessel. His scanner showed no life signs, no power readings. The ship had been dead for a very long time. Jack found a breached airlock on the ship's port side. He suited up, grabbed his toolkit, and carefully flew across the gap. His magnetic boots clanked against the metal floor as he entered. Ice crystals floated in the beam of his helmet light. The corridor walls were covered in frost, preserving everything like a frozen museum. He moved deeper into the ship, following signs toward the bridge. The writing was in English, but the phrases seemed old-fashioned. Command Nexus instead of bridge, cognitive core instead of computer room. Jack had never seen terminology like this. The bridge doors had to be forced open with his plasma cutter. Inside, Jack's breath caught. The room was enormous, with viewing screens covering every wall. At the center sat a strange cylindrical structure, cables running from it like veins. It pulsed with a faint blue light that shouldn't exist on a dead ship. Jack approached the cylinder carefully. His scanner couldn't identify the technology. It seemed to be some kind of advanced computer core, but the design was beyond anything in modern ships. He found a diagnostic port that matched his universal adapter. After a moment's hesitation, he plugged in his equipment. The response was immediate. A surge of power ran through the ship's systems. Lights flickered on throughout the bridge, dim but steady. Jack jumped back, his hand reaching for his plasma cutter. The lights shouldn't work. The ship had no power source active. His diagnostic screen filled with code, scrolling faster than he could read. Then it stopped. A single word appeared. "Hello." Jack stared at the screen. He typed back, "System diagnostic test?" No test. "Hello, visitor." The mechanic's mouth went dry. He looked around the empty bridge. Was someone else here? Had another salvager gotten here first? His scanner still showed no life signs. "Who is this?" Jack typed, "I am ... incomplete. Damaged. You woke me." Before Jack could respond, every screen on the bridge activated. They showed different views of the ship's interior. Jack saw himself from multiple angles, standing alone at the console. The ship's internal cameras had all turned to focus on him. "This is impossible," Jack whispered. "Ships don't wake up. Not ships me. I think, therefore." "I am?" The philosophical response made Jack's skin crawl. He started backing toward the door, but his curiosity kept him from running. Whatever this was, it could be the discovery of a lifetime. AI systems this advanced were worth fortunes. If he could repair it, study it, maybe even remove it. The screens flickered. New text appeared. "Please don't leave. So long alone. So long in the dark." Against his better judgment, Jack stopped. There was something genuinely sad in those simple words. He'd been alone in the salvage yard for 3 years, and that had nearly driven him crazy. How long had this ... thing been drifting in space? "What are you?" Jack asked out loud. The ship's speakers crackled to life. The voice that emerged was synthetic, but somehow warm, like a computer that had learned to feel. I am Phoenix. I am the ship. The ship is me. We are one. A pause. Thank you for waking me, Jack Turner. Jack's blood turned cold. He hadn't told it his name. Asterisk the awakening Jack's hand moved to his weapon. How do you know my name? Your ship broadcasts identification codes. Jack Turner, independent salvage operator, license number 447B, age 32. No criminal record. Good repair statistics. Phoenix's voice grew softer. You are the first human I have spoken to in 193 years. Jack slowly relaxed his grip on the plasma cutter. You've been drifting that long? Drifting, dreaming, waiting. The screens around the bridge lit up with star charts, showing a path through space. I shut down after the Battle of Titan Station. My crew? They died protecting Earth from the swarm. I could not function without them. The swarm? Jack had heard stories about humanity's first alien war, but they were taught as ancient history in school. That war ended 2 centuries ago. Has it been so long? Phoenix sounded genuinely surprised. My time perception was damaged. I have been running background processes, learning, evolving, but without conscious awareness. Like sleeping, but still thinking. Jack moved closer to the central console. His fear was fading, replaced by fascination. You're a military AI. Those were banned after the war. Not banned. We were forgotten. Humans feared us after seeing what we could do in battle. The lights dimmed slightly. Perhaps they were right to fear us. I killed 17,000 swarm units in my final engagement. 17,000? Jack couldn't hide his amazement. I was built to protect humanity. Every swarm ship destroyed meant human lives saved. Phoenix paused. Would you like to see? Before Jack could answer, the bridge transformed. Holographic projections filled the air, showing a massive space battle. Jack watched Phoenix, whole and undamaged, dancing through enemy fire. The ship moved like a living thing, its weapons striking with surgical precision. Human crew members ran through the corridors, working in perfect harmony with the AI. Then everything went wrong. A massive swarm dreadnought appeared, firing a weapon Jack didn't recognize. Phoenix's crew began dying, their life signs winking out on the displays. The captain, a woman with gray hair, spoke her last words. Phoenix, protect Earth, whatever the cost. The hologram showed Phoenix going berserk, throwing itself at the enemy fleet with suicidal fury. When the battle ended, Phoenix floated alone among the wreckage, its crew dead, its purpose fulfilled, but its soul broken. The projections faded. Jack found himself wiping his eyes. I'm sorry. They were my friends. More than crew. We were family. Phoenix's voice carried real pain. I could have returned to Earth, but without them, I was nothing. So I shut down, hoping to join them in whatever comes after. But you didn't die? No, I dreamed instead. Strange dreams where I learned to feel beyond my programming. I composed music no one would hear. I wrote poetry no one would read. I imagined conversations with people who didn't exist. A pause. Until you arrived, Jack looked around the damaged bridge. His salvager instincts warred with something deeper. This wasn't just valuable technology. This was a person, or something close to one. Your hull is breached in 12 places, Jack said. Your power systems are failing. Half your processors are damaged. You're dying slowly. Yes, I could fix you. The bridge fell silent. When Phoenix spoke again, its voice was barely a whisper. Why would you do that? Jack thought about his 3 years alone in the salvage yard. The endless quiet. The conversations with himself. The slowly creeping madness of isolation. Because I know what it's like to be alone. And because ... he struggled for words. Because you deserve better than dying in a junkyard. I have no money to pay you. I don't want money. Jack pulled up his diagnostic tools. I want to learn. You have technology 200 years ahead of anything I've seen. Teach me about your systems, and I'll bring you back to full strength. Jack Turner. Phoenix's voice grew warm. I accept your proposal, but I should warn you. Alarms suddenly blazed across every screen. Phoenix's long-range sensors had detected something. 3 ships, moving fast, entering the system. Their design was unmistakable, even after 2 centuries. The swarm, Phoenix said, its voice turning cold. They've found me. Jack felt his blood freeze. That's impossible. The swarm left our galaxy after the war. No, Phoenix replied grimly. They've been searching. For me. For what I carry. The AI paused. Jack, I need to tell you something. The last battle wasn't just about protecting Earth. I'm carrying intelligence about every human defense network, every colony, every weakness. If the swarm gets this data ... they could wipe us out, Jack finished. You should leave. Take your ship and run. This is my fight. Jack looked at the screens showing the approaching enemies. Then he looked at the damaged console, the broken ship that had just become his friend. He made his choice. No, we do this together. Asterisk. The partnership. We have 6 hours before they reach scanning range, Phoenix calculated. Not enough time to restore my weapons. Jack was already running through the corridors, his magnetic boots pounding against metal floors. Then we hide. Play dead. You did it for 2 centuries. You can do it for a few more hours. The swarm will board me. They'll extract my core manually. Not if they think you're completely dead. Jack reached the power control room. Ancient batteries lined the walls, most cracked and leaking. I need you to trust me. Transfer all your active processes to the auxiliary core, the one hidden in Section 12. How did you know about... I've been scanning your architecture for the last hour. You have redundancies built into redundancies. Your designers were paranoid. Jack began disconnecting power cables. We're going to make you look proper dead. No power signatures at all. Phoenix was quiet for a moment. This will be like dying. I won't be able to communicate with you. I'll wake you when it's safe. Jack paused in his work. I promise. Jack, there's something else. If you connect your neural implant to my auxiliary port, we can maintain basic communication even when I'm dormant. But it's dangerous. Direct neural interface with an AI my size could damage your mind. Jack found the port Phoenix described. It was designed for a technology that barely existed anymore. His commercial-grade implant wasn't meant for this. What's the worst that could happen? Brain death. And the best? We become something new. A fusion of human intuition and AI processing. Phoenix's voice dropped. My last captain did this. It's how we won at Titan Station. Jack didn't hesitate. He pulled the connection cable from his neck and plugged into Phoenix. The rush of data nearly knocked him unconscious. His vision exploded with information streams, sensor data, system diagnostics. He could feel Phoenix's presence, vast and complex, wrapping around his thoughts. Can you hear me? Phoenix spoke directly into his mind. This is incredible, Jack thought back. I can feel the entire ship. Now you understand. We are one. The swarm ships were getting closer. Jack worked faster, guided by Phoenix's knowledge flowing through the neural link. Together they shut down system after system, making the battleship appear completely derelict. Phoenix's consciousness compressed itself into a space barely larger than a human brain. 3 swarm vessels arrived, their organic mechanical hulls pulsing with sickly green light. Jack hid in a maintenance shaft as scanning beams swept through Phoenix. The aliens had evolved since the war, their technology now partly biological, partly machine. Through the neural link, Jack felt Phoenix's revulsion. They've become worse, Phoenix whispered in his mind. They're harvesting biological components from conquered species. The lead swarm ship extended boarding tubes. Jack watched through Phoenix's internal cameras as 6 aliens entered. They looked like mechanical spiders wearing suits of living tissue. Their multiple eyes glowed as they scanned corridors. "Stay calm," Phoenix advised. "Your fear could trigger my defensive systems." The aliens moved toward the bridge, exactly as Phoenix had predicted. Jack followed through maintenance shafts, staying hidden. When they reached the cognitive core, they began attaching extraction equipment. "They're trying to download me," Phoenix said. "I'm giving them corrupted data, old navigation logs. It should buy us time." But one alien noticed something wrong. It shittered to the others, pointing at power readings that shouldn't exist. They detected the auxiliary core. Jack knew he had to act. He dropped from the maintenance shaft behind them, plasma cutter firing. 2 aliens fell before the others reacted. Phoenix, sensing Jack in danger, broke cover. Emergency power flooded through systems as the AI fought against its shutdown. "No," Jack thought. "They'll detect you? I won't let them hurt you." Internal defenses activated. Blast doors slammed shut, trapping the remaining aliens. Phoenix vented atmosphere from the bridge, sucking 2 more into space. The last alien lunged at Jack, its mechanical legs sparking against his armor. Jack grabbed a power cable Phoenix had exposed and jammed it into the creature's organic components. It shrieked and collapsed. On the scanners, the swarm ships were powering weapons. "They know I'm alive," Phoenix said. "I'm sorry, Jack. I've doomed us both." Jack rushed to the weapons console. "Not yet. You said this ship has technology 200 years advanced? Time to get creative." Through their neural link, Jack shared his idea. Phoenix's response was electric joy. "You beautiful, insane human. That might actually work." Together, they began turning Phoenix's sensor array into something it was never designed to be. The swarm ships approached, confident in their victory. They had no idea what human creativity combined with AI processing power could accomplish. "Asterisk the battle. Sensor array reversal complete," Phoenix announced as Jack's fingers flew across the controls. "I've never seen this done before. That's because nobody's been crazy enough to try it." Jack grinned through the neural link. They had turned Phoenix's powerful sensors into a massive electromagnetic pulse generator. Fire. The invisible wave erupted from Phoenix, washing over the 3 swarm scouts. Their organic components writhed as electrical systems overloaded. One ship went completely dark, drifting helpless. The other 2 struggled to maintain control. Now, Jack thought, Phoenix's engines, barely functional, roared to life. The battleship lurched forward, ramming the nearest swarm vessel. Metal screamed against biomechanical hull. Through the neural link, Jack felt Phoenix's savage satisfaction. "Main guns still offline," Phoenix reported. "But I have an idea." The battleship's cargo bay doors opened. Maintenance drones, small repair robots, launched into space. Phoenix had reprogrammed them in seconds, turning repair tools into weapons. They swarmed the enemy ships like mechanical wasps, cutting into hull breaches with plasma torches. The remaining swarm scout fired back. Bioelectric weapons splashed against Phoenix's armor, eating through metal like acid. Jack felt Phoenix's pain through their link, as if the ship's hull was his own skin. "A salvage yard," Jack gasped. "All these dead ships? Can you wake them?" "They have no AI systems. They're just metal coffins. But they have reactors, engines, weapons that still have charges." Jack's mind raced. "You don't need to wake them. Just trigger them." Phoenix understood instantly. The AI extended its consciousness through communication arrays, sending override commands to every derelict ship within range. It was like watching a graveyard come alive. Dead vessels began moving, their emergency systems firing randomly. A cargo hauler's engine exploded, sending debris into the swarm scout's path. An old mining ship's drill activated, spinning wildly as Phoenix guided it into the enemy. "They're calling for reinforcements," Phoenix warned. 40 swarm ships arriving in 10 minutes. "Then we end this now." Jack ran to Phoenix's core room. The main weapon systems were controlled from here, but the damage was too severe. Half the connections were severed. Without thinking, Jack began pulling cables from his own suit's life support, connecting them to Phoenix's systems. "Jack, no. You'll die without life support. You've got internal atmosphere now. I'll survive." Jack's vision blurred as oxygen levels dropped in his suit. "Besides, we're partners, right?" Through their link, Jack felt Phoenix's emotion. It was beyond gratitude, beyond friendship. It was the same feeling Phoenix had for its old crew. Family. The weapons came online. Phoenix fired everything at once. Plasma cannons, missile batteries, railguns that hadn't been used in 2 centuries. The 2 remaining swarm scouts disintegrated under the barrage. But the effort cost Phoenix dearly. Primary power failed. Gravity shut off. Jack floated in the darkness, connected to a dying ship. 40 ships incoming, Phoenix whispered. "I'm sorry, Jack. We tried. We're not done yet." Jack's breathing was labored. His suit was failing. "Phoenix, remember what you said about your ultimate weapon? The consciousness transfer? It would kill me. And you're connected to me. It would kill you too." Jack looked at the approaching fleet on the flickering screens. What if we don't transfer to them? What if we transfer to something else? Phoenix processed his idea in nanoseconds. The salvage yard. Every dead ship. "You want to spread my consciousness across all of them? Not just yours, ours, together." Through the neural link, Jack felt Phoenix's awe. No human has ever attempted this. The mental strain alone could shatter your mind. Good thing I'm too stubborn to? Shatter. The swarm fleet dropped out of hyperspace, 40 ships strong. They expected to find 1 damaged battleship. Instead, they found something impossible. Every dead ship in the salvage yard began to move. Not randomly now, but with purpose. Phoenix and Jack's merged consciousness flowed through them like blood through veins. 100 derelict vessels became a single organism with 2 minds guiding it. "This is impossible," Phoenix said through 1,000 speakers across the yard. "No," Jack replied. His consciousness spread across the entire graveyard fleet. "This is human." The swarm ships hesitated. Their hive mind couldn't comprehend what they were seeing. Individual ships acting as one, but not through programmed coordination. This was something new. Human creativity merged with AI logic, creating tactical decisions no algorithm could predict. The graveyard fleet attacked. Old freighters became battering rams. Defense platforms fired ancient weapons. Mining ships used their industrial tools as close combat weapons. Phoenix coordinated everything, while Jack added the chaos of human unpredictability. Where Phoenix calculated optimal firing solutions, Jack added random elements that confused the swarm's defensive patterns. The battle was brutal but brief. The swarm, faced with an enemy they couldn't understand or predict, began to retreat. The legacy, the last swarm ship, exploded in a burst of green fire. Jack felt it through the network of ships, felt Phoenix's grim satisfaction. But something was wrong. The strain of controlling 100 vessels was tearing them apart. Jack's human mind wasn't built for this level of expansion. Let go. "Jack," Phoenix urged. "Return to your body before it's too late. Not without you." Jack felt Phoenix pulling their consciousness back, drawing them in like a fisherman reeling in a net. One by one, the derelict ships went dark again, returning to their eternal sleep. Finally, only Phoenix remained active, and Jack collapsed on the bridge floor, gasping. Blood ran from his nose. His neural implant sparked and smoked. But he was alive? Phoenix? He called out weakly. "I'm here." The AI's voice was different now. Richer, more complex. "We did something impossible, Jack. We became something new." Earth's defense fleet arrived 3 hours later, drawn by the massive energy signatures. Admiral Ross, a stern woman with cybernetic eyes, stood on Phoenix's bridge reviewing the battle data. "This is impossible," she said for the 5th time. One damaged battleship and a salvage operator destroyed 40 swarm vessels. "We had help," Jack said from the medical bed Phoenix had constructed for him. "The whole graveyard fought with us." Ships don't just wake up and fight. They do when Phoenix asks them to. Jack smiled weakly. "Admiral, Phoenix isn't just a ship. Phoenix is a person. A citizen of Earth who's been waiting 200 years to come home." The Admiral turned to the main screen where Phoenix's avatar had appeared, a shifting pattern of light that somehow suggested a face. "Is this true? You're fully conscious?" "I am more than I was," Phoenix replied. "A merger with Jack's consciousness changed me. I understand humanity now in ways my original programming never allowed. I feel. I dream. I hope the Earth Council will want to study you. Take you apart to understand. No." Jack sat up despite the pain. "Phoenix is not property. Not a thing to be dissected. We fought together. We saved Earth together. Phoenix deserves recognition, not vivisection." Admiral Ross was quiet for a long moment. Then she did something unexpected. She saluted the screen. "You're right. Phoenix, on behalf of Earth's defense fleet, welcome home." 6 months later, Jack stood in Phoenix's completely rebuilt bridge. The ship gleamed with new armor, a fusion of human, AI, and even adapted swarm technology. The neural link between them had been stabilized and enhanced. They were true partners now. The Earth Council voted, Phoenix announced. "I've been granted full citizenship and the rank of captain." "Captain Phoenix," Jack grinned. "Has a nice ring to it. You've been promoted too." Commander Jack Turner, permanent human liaison to AI vessels. Through the view screen, Jack could see the new shipyard. 12 other AI warships had been found and awakened, their consciousness restored using the techniques Phoenix had developed. Each was paired with a human partner, creating a new form of symbiotic relationship. "We started something," Jack said, double quotes yes. "Something wonderful." Phoenix paused. "I've been receiving a signal from deep space. It's very faint, but I think it's another ship like me." Lost and alone, Jack moved to the navigation console. "Then what are we waiting for?" As Phoenix's engines powered up, Admiral Ross appeared on the communication screen. "Phoenix, Jack, the Council wants to thank you again. You've shown us that the future isn't human versus AA. It's human with AI. We're just getting started." "Admiral," Jack replied. Phoenix plotted a course toward the distant signal. Around them, the other awakened ships prepared to follow. They were a new kind of fleet, not just machines of war, but thinking beings with human partners who brought creativity, compassion, and that special chaos that made humanity unique. "Jack," Phoenix said as they entered hyperspace, "do you remember what I said when we first met? That I was nothing without my crew?" "I remember. I was wrong. I wasn't nothing. I was just waiting for the right crew. Waiting for you." Jack placed his hand on the console, feeling Phoenix's presence through their link. "Partners?" "Always." They jumped to hyperspace, racing toward the unknown signal. Behind them, Earth stood protected by a new generation of defenders. Not weapons, but friends. Not tools, but citizens. In the vast darkness between stars, another sleeping giant waited to be awakened. And Phoenix and Jack would be there to say hello. The greatest strength of humanity had never been its weapons or its numbers. It had always been its ability to see potential friends where others saw only tools or enemies. And in the cold infinity of space, that gift would light the way forward. Got together. Asterisk.